So thanks for dialing in with us on this town hall for Loadpipe Foundation. This is the state of the blockchain. Every 6 weeks we have these just to go through the status of what we're developing, our timelines, some deliverables, and keep us all synced up. This is also is being recorded and will be published online on our blog. So how's everybody doing today?
Good morning.
Morning, Jose.
Over here, we're doing fine.
Awesome. Great to hear. So let's just run down the list. Maybe we'll say product for Bo. Luciano, do you want to give a little update about some of the design side? We've been chatting about it, but just for those who aren't in the loop.
Yeah, mute myself first. Hey everyone.
What's up?
I'm streamlining the design process again. They're gonna be one joining right, obviously my right arm. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna like streamline the process, get what we built before, and improve, unfold it, and like make a design system, and then build the bio version, the new pages based on that, make the color palettes, make everything very consistent, cohesive. So we're gonna a lot of like wireframing and testing, things that we've done on the past. It will work, or we will see users' behavior showing that we should do something different, and then we will change it. Do very like basic A/B testing and see what's good.
Great.
If you want someone have a question or any idea, just reach me out here.
Thanks, Luciano. That's great. So yeah, just a little bit high level. So you're helping with the screens. We implemented the homepage that you made, and now we're working on. You're going to help with the, like you said, a framework first, like a skeleton or a kind of like a guideline. You said for the entire Hamza marketplace. We also the mobile screens will be needed too. We do want to have a mobile friendly website as well, but it's exciting. And then also the logo. Do you think the current logo? I think we should make that's not the final logo, right? Or do you think that's?
Oh no, it's not. I mean, gonna make a better logo for sure.
Great. And then
that's part of that we're gonna need to work on.
Great. And then maybe do you think we should have some calls with different people in the team to do some sessions like we did a while ago? Do you think
so I had a meeting with John today, and my suggestion is for us to have a weekly call dedicated to design, UI and UX. Both we are doing UX and UI. Like UX is more about the user experience, it's more about the usability, it's more about the information architecture, and the UI is more about the visual part, the colors, the fonts, the sizes. So this will be like a call dedicated for that. Make sure that these aspects are aligned to the marketing goals, and make sure that align to the business goals, right? So I believe on this meeting, be useful to have marketing people on it. It'll be useful to have stakeholders related to dev. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to make it like very crowded, as small as possible, but relevant stakeholders will be welcome on it.
Okay.
And me and John, we talked about to make it every Monday. I know Monday is the busiest day for everyone, but I don't mind doing another day if like everybody's very busy, but ideally Monday is a good day for that.
Okay. I mean, yeah, Mondays are usually I call admin finance days. I do have a few calls too, but it is.
I think because it makes sense to be Monday, but we can do it Tuesday because I feel that many people have this day crowded, so make it more relaxed on Tuesday. You guys agree?
Yeah, we can discuss maybe in a group channel. Maybe make a poll, or I can help you, or we could pick a couple times, and people could put A or B emoji reaction or something.
Mm-hmm.
But personally, I vote Tuesday generally. But yeah, I mean, I also have a bunch of every day is getting busier. I'm noticing on my calendar. So let's see, but let's start to confirm that for next week. Maybe before this Friday, we should pick a time. Okay.
I have a question regarding these guys, just for understanding, because I'm not super familiar with the topic. But what's going to be decided is, if I understand properly, right, the colors to be used, the fonts, everything that will be affecting the experience of the users when they use the platform, right?
You want to answer?
I mean, the first, my expectation is like the first concept I built a while ago. I already made the proposal of what I believe. I haven't changed my mind yet about it. Like I still confident about this direction, unless someone is not and have a concern. In terms of color palette, the darker tone instead of white relates to the crypto community and the target audience you're looking for. These buttons, like using the new colors, something like I would like to keep for the design system. Again, I would suggest let us the team design a new page using this system, and to see how it feels as a like system, because you only see a page, you haven't seen this upfolded into something else, right? So it will be very helpful to see that. And globally, we can change colors on the system we're building. We can change colors globally. We can change fonts globally. But suggest for us not to avoid doing this a lot.
My question was related to the, as far as I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, all these decisions should be linked to the corporate image that we want to show to the world, right? And I was just wondering if this has never been discussed, like what is the image we want to show to the world.
So-
If there is a briefcase or something like that, I can just
David,
read
I
that
shared a
from
link to the Figma that I don't know if you saw that, or if Figma is like a design system. Luciano made this mock-up. It's actually been implemented, and we did have a branding session where we discussed this. I'm not sure who or even when that call was, but that was a few months ago.
Okay.
But I think that's what Luciano is going to be working on next, is a framework, so that I was thinking brand book, but then he suggested, because he's obviously more experienced than I am, but more of a framework, Luciano, right? So that similar.
The design, I call it, like, in terms of UI UX, we call design system, because this is the heart of the. Of course, like, and like let's talk about branding in a broader sense. I think for a other company, like a startup, like a digital company like this, website is the main and touch point for the customer. So the design system is already some type of brand book itself, because it's the foundation of the product. The brand is all linked, right? So everything's gonna be there, the fonts, the colors, so everything's gonna be on this document. It'll be under the Figma, right? You have a tab there that you can find this.
Okay. But so David, you're definitely welcome to join these future sessions, I believe, right, Luciano? So it'll be a weekly call where we get into design. I think it'll probably be more suitable for product team, but I think you could, of course, join if you're interested. But it'll be a weekly call where we sync up with the design and the product team to align. And
Yeah.
okay.
All right. That will be nice. At least just to be a little bit more on the loop, but know the other part of the business too.
Sure. I don't know if you prefer Monday or Tuesday, but we'll probably.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I can adapt. No problem.
Okay, let's. But yeah, Luciano, if you want to help, maybe we'll put like some kind of a poll in the chat Slack before the end of this week, maybe today or tomorrow, to confirm what's the best time. Okay, David, you want to go?
Put a poll on the Slack for the day, right?
I think, well, maybe it should even be more like day and time, like maybe 2 or 3 options that maybe work for you, and then
Okay.
hope, yeah, like a Discord poll, but maybe it could be like an emoji, like put emoji A, emoji B, or I could help if you don't know, but I think Bo taught me like you could just write a
No,
question.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Which group? Which group?
Yeah,
do
that's
you-
the
do you
question I was
recommend we should do?
wondering. I'm wondering too which group. I guess it's team call, so maybe team chat general team, general team.
Our team, okay. But I believe like we should make this poll only with the relevant stakeholders. I prefer like to keep this more focused on.
Oh, okay. We can discuss that now or later. But it seems like David's interested to just kind of listen in, and Jose's saying in chat he's interested to participate. I don't know if you would consider them to be.
Of course, it's open. I will just, but we can discuss about that. We make a new group for design, and then
Yeah. Okay. I'll make a group right now. Okay, so David, do you want to give an update on your department, maybe the state of blockchain, where are we at on finance and you're working on?
Yes, these days we are working on setting the basis for having everybody's contract in place, and we need to know that in order to figure out how long the funds that we have will remain in time, right? This is something I've been discussing with Bo, right? The most difficult part here is how to forecast the valuation of Bitcoin, right, for the next 7-8 months, right? And what we are working at the moment is in building different value scenarios, like optimistic, realistic, catastrophic scenario, right? To know how long will our money last in time, so we can figure out the needs of the company if we need to raise capital again, or how basically what should be the strategy for financing the company in the next eight months until December at the moment.
I think Michael Saylor, that guy, he knows the price of Bitcoin in the future, I think.
Really?
I'm joking. Bad joke, maybe.
I mean I will marry him if he can say that, because it's I mean there is no way you match it, so you need to make assumptions, right?
Happy Bitcoin! It's today's Bitcoin Pizza Day. We should all eat a pizza. Today's the pizza day. I think it is today. It's the day 10,000 Bitcoin was exchanged for 2 pizzas. I think in 2010 on May 22nd, 2010.
Yeah. Was it the 22nd of May?
Yeah, they call it Bitcoin Pizza Day. I believe it's today. I've seen it on Twitter. I'm not sure how to verify that, but I'm seeing it on Twitter. So
yeah, you're right. It was today, 14 years ago.
Yep. I understand. So just so people don't really understand, so David's been working on a project to try to kind of figure out our burn rates. Most of our current funding or our budget is denominated in BTC, so we're trying to project. But I think we're pretty clear for this year. It depends on how kind of crazy we go, but of course it depends on the price of Bitcoin, right? So far it's been going the right direction, though. But yeah, I understand. But I'm hoping by this Friday is a goal, at least for the foundation, and we've been saying this Friday where we could kind of sign off on it, and because I think it's good everybody hears it, but some of the stress is like we don't know how to decide to we're getting proposals in, people want to help, people want to join the team, people want to contribute, but we don't really know as much as we want to know our burn rates and our time frames. So I think Alex was hoping by this Friday is a deadline or a target to have some report for us to make some analysis of and understanding of.
Actually, on my last call with Bo, I created a template where you guys can play with that, with both salaries to be agreed on, and also the Bitcoin valuation based on your discussions that will get you into a forecast until December of the burn rate, right? You will be able to play with that in your next meeting, and
Okay.
based on what you see, you might be able to take some decisions already.
Okay, thank you, David.
Bo has it. Bo has it.
Yeah,
No,
he
no
did
problem.
mention this. All right. Who's on the call here? Jose, how about let's just go around. Jose, you want to give some updates on some things you've been studying or working on? Just as a status update?
Not much really, just basically trying to keep up to date with the tokenomics, and I would like to see Luciano's work on UI UX when he has something to
Okay.
to discuss, because I feel that that's relevant for the eventual user support.
Yep. Agreed. There was a document I mentioned to you on a call recently. This document, I hope you can open it. But we are working on a analysis of which target buyer market to focus on first for Hamza. And of course, Latin America is on that list.
Okay.
It is high on that list. So I don't know if you'd like to give some research insights about the pros and cons you think about selling to Latin America, or I don't know if you want to pick, I know it's a big region, or pick a specific region or country within that you think, I don't know, you'd like to
Okay,
show something.
I will look at this document and give you my feedback as soon as possible.
Okay,
on
yeah.
the Latin American
Yeah.
scene.
Because basically what we're trying to decide, of course, we'd love to sell from everywhere to everywhere, but even Amazon doesn't do that right now, and other major marketplaces don't sell everywhere. So we have to pick at least one market. Our most
Now-
our most likely from is going to be from
No,
China. From China, most likely.
the way I see it, Mike, is most people here in Latin America use U.S.-based freight forwarders. I don't know if that would be a problem for the market.
It's a great.
I mean, using freight forwarders simplifies a lot of the stuff, but it also complicates things if like customers want to return a product. You see, because if it's been through the hands of a third party, like according to Amazon policy, Amazon would not honor any returns if freight forwarders were involved. And I think we'd have to keep in line with that if we decide to cater to the Latin American market using freight forwarders.
Understand. Well, that's great to put into your
But like I said,
report. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great point. We can
Yeah.
consider in your analysis.
But like I said, on the other hand, using freight forwarders simplifies a lot of stuff. I mean, it especially on the issue of like customers confirming delivery.
Yeah.
If we were to somehow team up with freight forwarders, I mean, we'd have that information firsthand.
I mean, I think this is a really great analysis, and I don't know if you want to give us some research on that. I'm very interested to learn and dig and support you on that. Maybe if you could allocate some resources to that in the next week or so, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I will. I will try to do a write-up for when we meet next, and we'll have something to show.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, I have just a quick comment on that. Hi, everyone. I'm walking the streets of Berlin right now. But yes, I've been like going through and building out the pitch deck, and I have a section dedicated to Southeast Asia that has a little bit of data support, which is work that was done by James. And so like seeing numbers in terms of like what percentage of people own crypto in Latin America, what countries are like most likely to accept crypto or allow for the kinds of crypto transactions we're looking for, I could add that as a section to the pitch deck. And then I think the freight forwarding thing, that like sort of last mile fulfillment, I think is sort of a separate issue, but also something that requires consideration. So I would say like it would be incredible if you could focus on just like sort of the general market analysis of crypto acceptance and identifying countries in South America, because that like last mile fulfillment stuff is stuff we're going to have to do across the board no matter what market we choose. But it seems like a separate issue to me.
Okay.
Awesome. I mean,
Okay.
Okay, great. So yeah, thanks both for making it even on the road in East Berlin. And so we just started. We had Luciano give an update on the UI, UX, and design, and then we had David give some updates about his analysis of the burn rate and financials, and then Jose just gave his update. So John and Garo and you are here. Maybe product, and then I could kind of go through some BD updates to close up.
Okay.
Yeah, John, go ahead. Thanks.
Yeah. So the last time we had a town hall was when?
6 weeks ago, so it must have been
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
early
So
April.
in 6 weeks ago, here's where we were at. We were on sprint 2, I believe, of our numbered sprints. We were just starting to very timidly customize the main things that we needed to customize for in our platform, Medusa, the e-commerce platform that we're using. So now we're at a point where all the core customizations, for the most part, they are done, and we're adding features. The team is growing. It's grown a little bit, but we're still trying to stay small for as long as possible, just for better efficiency. And we're also making use of some contractors for specific jobs also. We might grow a little bit in the upcoming weeks. So the roadmap for the next 6 weeks is that we'll be focusing on the demo for July 8th for ETHCC. And it's going to feature a revamped UI, which we're working with Luciano on. Hopefully a finished admin side for multi-vendor sellers. Integration with our payment provider. That's kind of the main feature. And more features on the user-facing side. And once that's done, we're going to make a plan to get us to the end of the road, to the launch. And for right now, there's no set date for that. But there will be shortly after July 8th. So things are going well, and we're making good progress.
Awesome. Thanks, John. And when's the shooting range? Am I gonna miss that?
Still to be determined. We might do it after the next thing to celebrate, which I guess would be a successful July 8th.
Okay.
Until then, we'll be very busy.
Yeah, that is true.
A lot to do.
Got it.
We'll see. We'll keep you informed.
Thank you. I want to try to attend, so keep me posted. There's a shooting range discussion for anybody interested to come to Chiang Mai for some shooting range action. All right. I mean, Bo or Garo, if you want to add to that, or Garo, how are you feeling? We're preparing our ECC trip. We had a call yesterday, arranging some travel. Maybe a little update, Garo, if you wanted to share some things you've been doing.
I think Garo is not paying attention because he's writing code.
Yeah, he's working so hard. No worries.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah, I don't know, just working on development of the website.
Okay. Great. Yeah, I mean, I wish I don't get to engage you too much on a day-to-day, but I hear great things from John and Bo and everyone on the product team. So yeah, it's been great to hear your growth, your contributions. So it's appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alex just popped in. I know he's super busy. We've had a lot of calls lately, especially with Alex. Everybody likes Alex. He's been really helpful with the team communications and coordinations and coaching. Are you able to share with us today, Alex?
Yeah. Sorry for the delay,
No worries.
guys. I've been. I don't know about you guys, but I would kill for another hour in the day. And if I had that, I'd probably sleep. but no, I think things are going super well. I mean, honestly, Mike, reflecting on the last few months, a lot of my learnings has at least been to come to understand that I'm working with some pretty smart people in a field that I'm not necessarily that smart in. I feel my biggest task, honestly, becomes just continuously being open-minded about how I'm probably only seeing a very small part of the picture. And then having a bit of faith that I'll get the rest as we kind of go along with things. I think one of the interesting things that perhaps worth sharing with the team is that me and Mike are searching for a new advisor to take on board, potentially to help a little more on the grounds when it comes to buyer research. And I think that task has been quite challenging, honestly, because we don't know who these buyers are yet. So how do you how do you form a job around that?
Yeah.
So that's just one thing that's really kept my mind going today. I just came back from the gym, and I spent a good hour kind of thinking about that task, because guys, there is 400 million crypto users in the world, right? I mean, just imagining just capturing 10% of that market, right? That's 40 million buyers. That's dwarfing Amazon, right? Even if we just capture 1%, we have a pretty good opportunity, assuming that we can find these people and we can identify them. So that's just been something I've been thinking about and I wanted to share.
Yeah, I mean, we did speak to a potential person to help us this morning, and she gave a couple. I got a couple of insights. One insight was she sees crypto buyers as two groups. One is investors that hodl and don't want to sell, or maybe won't even want to use their crypto to buy some physical products. But she says the second is these gamers, like Web3 gamers that use crypto for Web3 gaming. And obviously each of those two avatars within the crypto buyer market is different. And that was pretty, I was agreeing with that. There's the investors, and then there's the gamers in these two subsections of crypto buyers or crypto people, which made me even think about, we're looking at Vietnam, and Vietnam, the reports James had found say it's like 30% plus market penetration of crypto there. So my gut feeling is there's probably a lot of gaming of crypto. And what I've noticed at some of these conferences, at least in Southeast Asia, I'd love maybe if Bo gave us some insights about in Europe, but in Asia, it's a lot of gaming, crypto gaming. A lot of the stuff I see is gaming related in these crypto conferences in Bangkok and Hong Kong.
And I think just shouting out to the group here, team, if anyone who specialize in really product market fit, but doing the initial research to find your customer segment, right? And I think we look for the how, not just the ideas of what needs to be done. We need someone who can lead execution. That'd be super helpful. And then of course, preferably if it's a woman. That's not to say that I don't like you guys and everything, but we don't want this to be a male locker room, right? I think sometimes it's quite valuable to see if we can get some advisory from both the buyer market that may be interesting, right? I mean, there's a lot of female buyers out there as well. I believe the stats are something like 30% or 35% of all crypto holders are also women. So it's a pretty big market of women like you could also target, and that would be a way to differentiate yourself quite strongly. So anyways, I have a potential candidate that I've reached out to, but if anyone else has ideas, just ping me.
Okay. Thanks for those insights, Alex. All right, and then on my side, on the biz dev or marketing, well, Don also, we had a sprint meeting earlier today. Don presented a pretty extensive survey research report on the seller side. So as Alex is talking about the buyer side, Don is kind of covering the seller side, and he's made a pretty extensive survey, and I will support him, and anyone here also can support him to get sellers to fill out this survey. We'll be creating a little landing page and do some more push on various communities and groups to get more sellers to fill out a survey and engage with them, and also a webinar series and like expert series and influencers to help us with spreading the word. It's pretty exciting to see that come to life. So he's heading that up. I will be going to. I was on the road a couple of times since the last call. I think since the last call, I was in Hanoi for the hackathon and the Southeast Asia Blockchain Week in Bangkok, and then in Hong Kong for the Bitcoin Asia and Ordinals and a Forked event, Web3 event. Of course, there's a lot to update there, and I have video blogs and text blogs, and I write them up into week plans. But there's huge support in these. Of course, they are crypto focused, but for a physical product marketplace, a lot in various cities are very happy to be able to use their cryptocurrency to buy physical products and are excited to be a buyer. I think mostly they represent the buyers. The crypto events I don't really see as vendors or sellers. And investors also I've presented. We are working on a pitch. I think Bo's taken a next crack at it. It's been passed around the torch to a few of us. There's quite a few versions of pitches. I think Bo's hopefully helping put the finishing touches on his next iteration. But I've patched together a few different pitches we've been using and demos, and they're definitely impressed, and they're supportive, and they're interested to be involved in any kind of investment round when we're ready, as well as grants. There's quite a handful of grants that seem warm. I think Bo's got a couple he's working on. I have a couple I'm working on. So it does feel positive. Of course, talk is cheap, as I say, but they do feel genuinely interested, genuinely interested, and they do feel, the investors feel like this is the next cycle for consumer products on blockchains. One said he's really interested in consumer. He puts us under consumer category because we're dealing with end buyers on the marketplace. So they are definitely very interested. And I'll be going to China next week on Monday for about a week and a half, and then back to Vietnam after so in China, I will be going to see vendors and factories and logistics companies that I work with, as well as we want to partner with. It'd be great if Jose could give me some logistics companies. Maybe I can meet there. But it'll be a lot about supplier side, logistics side. I also have a lot of connections. I lived there 12 years, so it'll be a lot of that. And then Vietnam will be GM Vietnam Conference, which is the biggest crypto event in Vietnam, and they say like second or third biggest in Southeast Asia for crypto, where I was tempted to get a booth, but we're just not ready. So it'll be a attendee, but we'll be knowing some of the booths that are there. And we do feel like Vietnam might be one of our top buyer markets for the penetration and the network. So we're hoping to get some maybe partners, distributors, influencers as well from that event. And then I just took a last trip up to Hanoi to follow up with some of the tech companies I met, developers I met, and I'll also do a speech there about e-commerce. So I'm getting a good feeling about Hanoi, but we're just trying to set more into Vietnam. So that's some of the updates there, as well as, there's a lot of people excited about this. They all say, like, it's a humongous project. I mean, we all know it's a humongous project, so they're very impressed with the ambition and want to contribute. All right, those are some of the updates. I think there's lots happening, and I hope these calls help. I know some of us don't talk to each other across department too much, and like David said, he's interested to join some calls. I think we should welcome others onto different department calls so they can understand and maybe even contribute. Is there any other points or questions, or anybody want to share more of what they're working on, or any kind of questions to discuss? No? Oh, I heard an unmute.
Oh, not me.
Not you. Not
Mike, I was wondering, and I'm sorry to insist on this, but I was wondering if you guys given the idea of the digital market some thought. I mean, it seems to me like a very low-hanging fruit. It doesn't imply a lot of complex physical logistics.
Okay, we're lucky to have John on our product team. I mean, ebooks, John. What would it take to sell like a ebook or digital book or digital music? I mean,
I would need to look into that. I'm not sure what goes into actually like shipping those. Probably, I would say, probably just easier than selling a physical product. It might be something we need to integrate. I can look into it. Do you want me to take some time to look into that? Or is that like a level 2 thing? Or is that something we want to
I know you're so busy. I don't know. Basically, Jose's bringing it up again. He's brought it up a few times. I basically said I don't think it's our core focus.
The question is about selling digital products, correct?
Yeah, books, music.
Yeah, well,
like
to me, there's two hurdles. One is a legal hurdle because you run into copyright issues. But I don't know, Andres is not here to address this. But I feel that if we don't host any files on our servers, we basically don't run into that. So I think maybe on the logistics aspect, it would be something like emailing to the vendor would be emailing to the user, and emailing us a copy or or so that we can verify that the digital good has been delivered to the.
Yeah, that might be the case. That might be possible. So I'm gonna put it on my list as a research task. Like every sprint, we do maybe 1 or 2 research tasks, and so I'll add that. When we get to it, then we'll look into that and see what does it entail. Can you do it without saving any files, and
Exactly.
what's involved with it? Yeah, it's a good point.
Exactly. I once saw another site where the vendor would host their digital goods on an encrypted file on their drive space, and they would give the buyer a link to the digital drive and the password for unencrypting.
That's what I would. Yeah, I would guess it would be some kind of token or something that gives you the right to then go ahead and get the thing from the source.
Yeah, without having without having the digital good hosted by us, which would give us all kinds of problems. I mean, it seems like that's a very low-hanging fruit to me. I think I don't see why not do it.
Yeah.
I guess it's true. I've been the one kind of maybe hesitating to it, and the reason is we don't want to make the experience. We have to make a separate section, like Amazon. It's called Kindle, right? It's like a totally different department. I think if we mix digital and physical in like the same. I don't know. Maybe Luciano has feedback, but I would just feel like it should be a different department or section or category at least. But actually, other feedback. A few people have asked me about services like Upwork. People are also saying Upwork is not fair, right? Upwork, they want to do their online job work and be paid through something like what we're making, and I think that could also be possible in what we're doing. And as well, I tell them I think it might be in a potential long-term roadmap, but I just am fearful of everything. Sounds somewhat simple until you get into the details, and everything takes a development time. Like even John would take his time to research doing that. So that's just my personal concerns. That's all. I mean, I'd rather it be like a separate website or a separate app or brand, personally.
Well, I would see why Upwork.
What we can do so that it won't take up, or it won't take us into a rabbit hole and use up a lot of time, is what we normally do with research tasks is just time box them to some appropriate amount of time, like even an hour, just to get some initial information about it. So from that 1 hour, we could get a little bit of an assessment on how complicated will it be. Maybe we'll find it's not complicated at all and it is a low-hanging fruit, or maybe we'll just know a little bit more about how complicated it is.
John, would you mind if I do a brief write-up on that and give it to you?
Not at all.
We can get something started on that.
I think, Jose, the most effective, Jose, in my opinion, is we talked earlier on this call about you maybe researching the Latin American market, and if you could kind of convince us that there's tons of people that want to buy digital goods with crypto, I think.
Yeah, that is pending homework, Mike. I'll get you some data on that, on the Latin American market in general. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess the second part is the digital market, digital goods market, maybe in Latin America or globally, or I mean, I'm not sure where you're. I mean, I have the same problem. I have ideas too. I mean, but I have to even justify it to myself and to the team, like why I think.
Well.
Why we think this would be...
the thing with digital goods is that it enables a sort of a gig economy that's very interesting in these countries, even in countries like China. I was watching a video yesterday on a YouTube channel called the China Observer, and they were talking about the economic slump in China, which is due to the real estate market collapse and such. So basically you have a bunch of people, young people, who are college graduates with a very high profile academic profiles and stuff. They're out of jobs and they're setting up stalls and working odd jobs here and there just to get by. So okay. that seems to be a pretty common situation all over the world now.
No, I'd agree. And I mean, I'm excited about the Upwork thing, but I don't really want to even bring it up to our product team because I know it's a bit different.
Oh yeah, market. I mean the Upwork. I can see why the Upwork thing would be a very complex issue to handle. I mean, you'd have to check to see if the client is satisfied with the job being provided by some other guy. But
Well,
I mean, with the digital goods,
yeah.
I mean, selling an ebook or a file or a video course or a PDF maybe. It seems to me, maybe I'm too naive about this, but it seems to me like a low hanging.
I think the biggest risk, like you identified, is the IP risk. Because how am I going to know you're selling something that's you have the rights or that's your book? Like I know you've written some books yourself, and you shared them with me. And if you sell those, how do I? We don't really want to be. I don't personally want to be a Pirate Bay or a Silk Road. I don't really want to enable pirated products to be sold personally.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is that we wouldn't be hosting anything, and we'd sort of draft up the terms that to make it very clear that the person selling the digital good is responsible for any IP breach, copyright breach, and that sort of stuff.
I do understand that, but I think you've seen a lot of inbound emails at Purse, and I've heard seen some and others. The lawyers don't care. The lawyers don't care, right, about that.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway,
that part needs some further thought. Yes, I mean.
But yeah, let's
especially on the legals.
Yeah, let's if you could of course we like John and everyone. We welcome everyone to document their requests, and then we could have some time spent on the development side. But I think the hardest thing is focus.
Yeah.
Focus is very hard. I especially me. I have so many ideas, but focus is the hardest part.
Yeah, I would just throw out, as long as we're talking about this kind of stuff, there's two other things that we will need to research. I'm happy to do it. Anyone who maybe knows more about it can also do it. Those two things are, number one, tax, and number two, shipping. So one is tax, how we will calculate and deal with that, and two is shipping, how we will integrate with the physical shipment. But we don't need to talk about it now, just throwing it out that those are two things that will need to be researched after July 8th before launch.
John, have you looked into any tracking aggregator services like that provide a quote already based on the package weight and stuff? They provide a quote with everything included, taxes, shipping and handling and all that?
Yep, I figured that would be a core part of a shipping solution, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because if Amazon's able to do it, I mean, they must be using something like that.
Yeah, that's what I figured as well. You sent me something too, which I have looked at.
All right. Well, I think we should keep these compact a little bit. Like the point of state of the blockchain is a 6-week update where different departments or different people in the team share what they're working on, so we all can kind of get some high level. I mean, it's exciting to me. I mean, we should be very, like Alex mentioned, we've really. Also, I think one other is we've grown as a team. I mean, I think it's very hard to work online. We're all mostly working online. Sometimes some of us meet for coffee, but primarily we're working online, which is even harder, especially as a tech startup doing something so innovative. So we have developed as a team. I think we've had some really great conversations. I hope everyone feels they've not been neglected. If you need to talk to anyone, me or others, Alex is probably the most approachable, but you can also approach anyone else or me or others. But we have been adjusting roles and responsibilities within the team. We've been adjusting various proposals. We're trying to recognize everybody's contributions. Yesterday we had a tokenomics call. We're talking about the governance. We're talking about coordinate. We're talking about ways to recognize. So I hope everybody is happy. We're a very early stage still. So team is very important in a project like this. So we want everyone to be happy and recognized, and I hope everyone feels like that on this call, because you are. So, but I think we should also get some rest. I think a lot of us have been burning out, especially John. I hope we can get some downtime. We should also make sure we all rest. Alex especially tells me that we should get our rest too. But we're doing great and we're making progress. So I guess we'll do this in 6 more weeks, which should be in the calendar. But I think that would be in July. Maybe it'll actually be when we're in Brussels. Would that be ECC?
Yeah, it will be a little be right before that, I think.
Exciting. So this is the next town hall will be right before the big ECC. Exciting. All right, everybody. I hope everybody got a chance to share. And Jose, I don't want to discourage you. I mean, yeah, we can keep pushing it ahead. I mean, my only concern is just focus. That's all. But I'm glad to keep bringing it up and pursuing it. But thank you all for your input and suggestions. And we really try to value everyone's input. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you guys.
Cheers.
Goodbye.